Hey everybody, how's it going and welcome back to another video. With the New York City Comic Con kind of underway, we have gotten some Walking Dead material today. We got our second teaser for the Rick and Michonne series, The Ones Who Live. It was a little bit better than the first one. I did a video on that, so be sure to go check that out. This next video I wanted to do was on the sneak peek of the second half of the last season of Fear the Walking Dead that we got. It is a short scene between Madison and Victor, who is going by Anton, and I just kind of wanted to talk about it and kind of break it down a little bit and just talk about Fear the Walking Dead in general and what we can expect out of these last 6 episodes. So this little bit of this teaser or sneak peek that we get for this episode, it seems that this is the reunion between Madison and Victor, their first time meeting back up after so many years of being apart. And as we can kind of expect, Madison can't believe that Victor's alive, and probably vice versa. But also we can kind of see in this first shot I'm going to show, this is Victor. He's got some trauma going on, I think, or some disbelief that Madison's alive. And also I'm sure he's going through his head of all the things that he did last season, because we do get a couple flashes of him in what I like to call dictator mode, where he's got his full cap and his military uniform kind of thing going on, flashing back to the scenes of him ruling over this tower. But I'm sure he's got a million things running through his head right now, and just Madison's just trying to get simple answers out of him and just talk to him and try to connect with him, because they were friends. They were very good friends. They trusted each other, they relied on each other, and they just had respect for each other. But moving on, like I said, we get this flash of Victor as Dictator Victor. But we have this moment where Victor is flashing back and forth between that point in his life, and I want to say that you can probably see a little shame in his eyes. He's probably pretty ashamed of the things that he's done, and he doesn't know how to break that to Madison. But after this kind of wandering thought moment he's got going, he kind of snaps out of it and embraces Madison, because again, they were friends. He cared about her, and I'm sure he mourned her in his own way when he thought she died. But this is kind of short-lived, too, because they have their little emotional moments, and tears roll down his face very briefly, and then he pulls away from her, and these other two people that we haven't met yet, they wander into the room, and Madison just straight up just narks on him right then and there, that saying that he is not who you think he is, that his name is not Anton, as he's going on saying. And the funny thing too is when he kind of speaks, kind of saying you're mistaken, it's almost he's got a little bit of an accent, and it sounds, I don't know, kind of silly in a way, but he's explained to her that I am not Victor Strand, you are mistaken. And Madison goes on to say, he's lying to you about who he is, and just really kind of throwing it all out there for them to see. And they don't know what to believe, because they don't know Madison. They know Anton, or Victor as we all know him as, and they're just kind of in this moment, and she really starts to get kind of adamant about it until she actually has kind of a moment where she collapses on the floor because she starts gasping for air. And these two people, they seem like good people, and they rush over to her with this oxygen tank and try to help her, and Victor just kind of stands there again in kind of disbelief, or just doesn't want to get maybe emotionally involved in the situation because he doesn't want to give himself away. But it's a short little scene, and it offers a lot more information than you think it would, just because we see Victor, we see that he does have some shame in his eyes about what he's done. He's kind of traumatized by it, and he doesn't want to admit this or even admit who he is to Madison, because I think he is just completely embarrassed by who he was or how he acted when he had rule over that tower. So it's definitely, I think, exciting to see the direction they're going to take him, and what things he's going to be capable of as far as coming into contact with this group that he thought was dead or just gone from his life, and he could start anew. He could assume a new identity and just become something completely different within the community that he's in. But as Fear the Walking Dead is closing up, as we're getting these last few episodes, we all know that the big part of this season is the return of Troy Otto. Everyone really responded to his character, and the way that he died. Any other time, yes, you would have think that he was dead, but somehow he survived it. He's back to confront Madison and take everything that she has, because obviously he blames her for what happened to him and the loss of his ranch and his family, even though it's kind of his fault too. But these last few episodes, they really have a handful of stories going on at once, because we have the return of Victor reuniting with Madison and her group, but also warn her at the same time that Troy is after her, that there are people looking for her for him. And then we also have the other side story of Troy coming to start this fight with her to take Padre. And then there's also the possibility of Alicia's return. And then we have Sherry and Dwight going back to the sanctuary to confront the demons of their past or whatever. So there's a lot going on in these last 6 episodes, and I hope that they can wrap it all up and do it in a way that gives everybody kind of a satisfactory close to the story. And also, not gonna lie, I'm kind of hoping Dwight, with his return to the sanctuary, even though I believe that's in the middle of these episodes, so it's not going to be kind of a goodbye to him after he deals with Troy and then he goes about his way. It looks like they're going to kind of do the same thing they did the first half of the season when Morgan went back home and dealt with his past and putting his wife and his son both to rest and then returning. It looks like they're going to kind of do the same thing where Sherry and Dwight and June, for some reason, go to the sanctuary and then return back to deal with Troy. So I'm not real sure what they're doing with that. I'm kind of hoping we see Dwight, maybe Sherry, because there's still that 50-50 chance that she doesn't even make it. But see Dwight go back to Alexandria or go back to that area and then cross over into maybe Dead City. He finds out where Negan is and he decides that he needs to die for the things that he did, and that kind of sets off a whole nother story. So I'm thinking they could do a lot of different things. But anyways, these last few episodes, they look good. I'm ready to see this show close out because it has kind of dragged on and there has been back and forth on whether or not it was even worth it, because there has been seasons that just were not good. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you next time. So take care, guys. Bye.